Hello and good afternoon. It's about 12:30. It's the 17th of December, I think it is. Yep, 17th of December. This is Sheffield, and I'm just going to do a really quick walking version of my city centre, which is something I want to do. So this is the bottom of the city centre. The big building you can see in front of you holds council employees. It used to hold central government employees, but now it holds local council employees. There's a bar here that is very open and welcoming to persons of all persuasions, which is perfectly fine. I think it's called Dexter's or something. Dempsey's it's called. Interesting bit of sculpture here. This building's been here since the 70s and it's huge. I don't think you can get an understanding of how big it is until you get further away from it. But this area is known as the bottom of the moor. And what I want to do is I want to walk upwards to the top. So it's the first time in the city centre and first time in a public open space walking and recording, so we'll see how it goes. So this, as I said, is the bottom area, and this is where all the sort of the bargain stuff are. The takeaway kitchen that's now closed down, that's the bar. They call themselves the gay quarter, which they're able to do if that's what they choose. There's a social rehab thing that seems to be closed. International Foods, pound shop. It gives you an idea of sort of it being the bargain basement area of town. I like their cycles here. There's a couple of things that were here before, but they're not here now. Live Works may not open all the time. Hair shop, clearance centre, framework, and then a charity shop at the bottom. Alright, let's move on. There's a burger place there. I can smell the burgers. They always smell better than they taste. But anyway, let's move forward. So what you got here, Sports Direct closed down at one spot and opened somewhere else. And this is where they've opened, at the bottom of the moor. This is not the time I want you to come because I think it's quite busy, so it's quite busy for doing this kind of thing. But you know, it's the middle of the day. And I don't think I'll get another opportunity to do this, so I thought I would do it now. Just crack on with it. This one's interesting. It's actually a one-way street. I'll give you a view of what that used to be, the bank. Royal Bank of Scotland, that used to be. Isn't anymore. That's the building I was talking about. It used to be called the Manpower Services Building. And it was used for the Department of DWP, Department of Work and Pensions, government department, and it's now used by the council. They've got 7,000 staff in there so far. So here we go, main thoroughfare, moving down, lots of people. You can probably see the tents in the middle. This is interesting, look at these. The bins are quite fancy anyway. And then you've got this. That one there says Harley Street on it. Some of these have got etchings and things on. So this actually says gold candlesticks from an Afghan chief saved his life in the Khyber Pass. They've all got things written on them. If I get some time I'll do one just for the benches. They're quite nice. Local pigeons, unafraid, as you can see. Shops and people. So it's not so busy here, but it will start to get busy further up. As you can see, there's quite a multitude of people further up. These tents are permanent tents here as well. So they have traders that have got permanent spots or permanent pitches and sell all of their usual stuff over there. That's quite good. So you probably know, or maybe you don't, that actually in the UK it's perfectly legal to film in a public place, which is what I'm doing. Just trying to keep out of people's ways. Not really concentrating on anybody specifically, but you can probably see the big wheel in the background. Gonna have a look at that one. And the winter stuff that used to be at the very top end of town where the council building is seems to have come further down. More of those benches, as you can see. And then the first of the Christmas trees next to Sainsbury's. The Light, that's a cinema. That's only been around for about 6 or 7 years. It's a fairly new build. Actually, all of it's quite new build. I want to show you this on the right hand side. You see that? It's a market that used to be further over the other side of town. I'm just interested in the design. You see the hexagonal design? It's a dome, or part of a dome, known as a geodesic dome. It's an interesting bit of design that they've used. Shoe zone. Oh, Trespass have opened a new shop. Oh, that's your first one there, your first Christmassy type shop. Let me just show you this from this side. That gives you an idea of the dome that I was talking about. So Dykeman's, good shoe shop, and then Black's above. And this is where you start to get into sort of more branded locations. It seems that they've got quite the German market going on. Sorry, you've got like minerals here. Oh, all the German market stalls seem to be on this side this year. That's interesting. I haven't been down this year, that's the thing. So I didn't realise that was what was going on. Let's keep going. Probably see the big wheel now. I'm just trying to keep out of people's way here. So if I take a little bit of a circuitous route, that's why. Sorry, still got my cough. People of Sheffield. Quite friendly, really. He says. So far, so good. Let's have a look. The local Next. Well-known branded shop for clothing. 2/3 craft beer. Ooh, German chocolate kisses, that looks good. Tornado potatoes, I know that chap. Churros. Aunt Annie's Bakery, they do pretzels. I like the big pretzels. Coming closer and closer to this big wheel. There's people in some, not in others, but that's how it goes. Can you hear the Christmas sounds? Ooh, they've opened a Christmas shop. Just moving backwards here for you to see that. Really quick, see that? Wongting restaurant, and next door to it, brunch and lunch. There used to be, there you go. Weimar Oriental Supermarket, if you can see that. There's quite a few of those in Sheffield now. Yeah, let's go around again. That's the building, the light there, next to the thing. Next to the lovely wheel. It's quite a queue there, isn't it? Okay, moving further on. See the sign for Debenhams? Debenhams went bankrupt during COVID. Completely closed down. So I'm going to nip over to the other side because it looks a little bit less traversed than this side, just to see if I can get... In fact, I'll turn in a minute and give you a view of that big wheel, and that explains why it was less traversed. Building work going on. So let me just turn to the Cafe Nero, and there you go, big wheel. There we go. Still at the minute because people are going to be getting on, of course. Let's keep going. So I'm going to go across, cut across for some of these nice more benches. This one says, blossoming in the distance, blue vermilion bars, raising the ballad of stainless. Interesting. Stainless is what we're famous for. Steel town, as it used to be called. Not call that so much now. There we go. Look at this. Nice little seating spot. A couple of places to have a cup of hot coffee or a beer. From the Alpine Bar. Ah. There we go. So, here's something you don't see very often but used to. Socialist worker. Politics, a lot of it around. So this area of town used to be quite a poor area. It seems to be a bit better now, or a little bit better to do. The old charity shops seem to be closing down and nice places seem to be coming in there. That's a one-way system again, one-way road, and we're back. So you're singing, you hear the singing? Guys singing there on the street side. This is all now pedestrianised. It used to be. There used to be a road here to go around the council building. There he is. I'll hold on a minute until we get past. This is what I meant about lovely buildings. Look at this one in the foreground. See this building? Really good piece of architecture. And then look at that. That's what they built in the 70s. Anyway, moving forward, we're moving towards the centre of town. And the council building, the main council building for Sheffield, it was built in the Victorian era. You can tell because it's Victorian brick, which is the yellow sandstone, as opposed to red brick, which was used later in design. So here's another interesting one in terms of the design of buildings and how they work. See that one? That's a brand new build, and that's an old one. I'd move a little bit further over, but it's a bit tricky to do because there's quite a lot of people here. It's a lovely building, look at that. Brown's Jewellers, family jewellers of Harrogate. Been around for at least 100 years, more so. The building in the distance there, that's the council building. It's probably marks about 2/3 of the journey that I'm looking to take today. Sheffield Nails. I used to be a really good shop for games and comics and things like that. Greg's, always good for a cheeky coffee and a cheeky pasty. Okay, more Christmassy stuff. It would have been great to come down here when it was snowing, but I didn't get the opportunity, unfortunately, so here we are. That's the bank, the cooperative bank. The rest of the cooperative has been bought out. I don't think the cooperative bank is owned by the co-op anymore. I'm going to go over the road here for just a minute, just to show you this. Another building I really like. See it? Let me move further back. Just make sure I'm not in the way of anybody. Look at that. What a building. So that bit of it is the Costa, as you can see. And then there's a couple of shops at the bottom, and I'm sure it's accommodation at the top or offices. Amazing. Love it. Beautiful design, to be honest. Red brick. This is St Paul's Square, or the Peace Gardens. It's known as both, but mostly it's known as the Peace Gardens now, because it was designed some time ago to be a sort of a meeting place and a middle spot. So here we go. More market stalls, as you can see. A little bit of a ride here. Sweeties, always a good thing. The sweet shop, of course. There we go. That's the impressive building there. People at the bus stop having food. People being served sausages and the like. Bratwurst, Krakow, Bratwurst. I'm not very good at pronunciations. More shops there. More over here. Another shops there. This is what they do for Christmas. This is the German, they call it the German markets. I don't know why it's called the German market specifically. Maybe it's because it was done in Germany first. But this is what they do in our city when there's an event on. Christmas is the best one to do this for. It's quite a nice one, the burgers. Another shop there. Vegan bratwurst, that sounds interesting. Okay, so that's the roast hut, which is doing all the good meats. Chinese shop. 100% vegan. Let me just go down this way. I'm not going to spend too much time here. I just want to show you this. That's the city of Sheffield as it is. Alpine hut, somewhere to sit and have something to eat or drink. I'm just going to show you this really quick. See that bit there? Well, that thing there? That was from my one of my previous videos. So I'm going to pause it here for a minute on the bear. just because I'm getting a phone call. Okay, that was done. Sorry about that. That's people just asking where I was, trying to work out where I've disappeared to, because I don't usually take this long when I'm out and about. Okie dokie. So here we go. Ooh, Star Wars pieces. That looks interesting. So we're now on the cusp of the moor, moving on to an area known as Fargate. It's raining. It'd be nice if it was snowing, but it's not. 17th of December and it's raining. Look at this guy. Brilliant. I didn't realise he was doing that. This is more of a walkway as well, so I'm just going to move over the road, or into the road, just so you can see. Snow cakes. Independent Sheffield coffee roasters. I love coffee. I love coffee. I know lots of you love coffee too. We're all the same for that. So I'm going to move over this side of the road because I want to show you what this council building looks like. It's probably worth coming here at night, because when it's dark and just catching this area because it'll be lit up. Well, like Christmas, of course. There's a band there. Salvation Army band, no doubt. Look at that. This is our council building. Look at that. At the top there, the figure in white. That's Queen Victoria. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's raining. Christmas tree here. That's lit up in the evening, I'm sure. And here we go for the Salvation Army guys, I'm sure. That little boy's going for it again. Okay, let's move down. Christmas in Sheffield. More nice Victorian buildings. This is the thing about Sheffield, it has some amazingly beautiful buildings. It really does. I mean, my girl, when she saw my last video in the park, said, "Oh God, Dad, you're a tree lover." I love all kinds of things. That's the way out. That's called Yorkshire House, but it's actually a place where there's a jeweller's. I'm going to walk up here to a place called Barker's Pool first, because there seems to be a carousel up here. I want to just get a view of that before I do anything else. That's the Barclays. Barclays have been quite interesting. They've got rid of all of their cashiers. They put lots of terminals in, and they've got 2 guys with iPads. What a way to get rid of your staff. They think, oh yeah, we're just looking after the customer. Well, they're not. They're just making profit. Got rid of the staff. Horrible people. So here we go. Going up to the carousel. Barker's Pool is where our war memorial is. The First and Second World War Memorial. I'm just going to come up. There's the fountain's going, which I hoped it would be. Again, this one's not pedestrianised, as you can see. There's a car coming round, but it is only one way and it's quite limited. So the building to the right is City Hall, and has all the concerts and things going on. Not the big ones like the arena, but I think it's got a capacity of about 4,500, possibly a bit more. And the carousel is going, as you can see. There used to be a John Lewis's here, but it's gone. Not entirely sure where it's gone to, but it's closed down due to COVID. Look at that. How amazing is that? I got some amazing photographs of this a couple of years ago. Here's a sign I wanted to show you. Do you see that? It says the outdoor city isn't just a nickname. Sheffield has been named as the UK's most sustainable city. Independent survey by NatWest, the city of Southampton. I like a city that advertises itself. Top right hand corner, places to live, hang out, discover culture and create new types of workspace. All in partnership with Sheffield organisations striving to make our city the best it can be. That's a view of the city actually, that looks like a drone picture to be honest. But that's the city centre. Heart of the city, £480 million worth of council-backed funding. Castlegate, 20 million as part of the Levelling Up Fund. And Fargate, 20 million from Future High Streets Fund. That's good, £520 million going into the city over a short period of time. That's great. Right, okay, I'm going to move upwards. I'm not going to spend too long here, I just want to show you the fountain, to be honest. We've seen the carousel. I don't want to get any closer because obviously there are children there, so I don't want to do that. But I'll have a look at this fountain. It's quite an interesting one, as you can see. You've got the fountain going in the middle, and then it seems to be just pouring off at the bottom. See the sides? See that? What you've got in here is a huge bath of water. It's huge, and to fill its capacity, set the fountain going, and that gets it going off. And there you go. The War Memorial. Let's just have a quick look at that. It's just over here. I'm just going to pan upwards so you can see it. It is particularly high, actually, as you can see. It's got a crown on the top. Right. We get a little bit closer just to have a look at some of the designs. Okay. Now the wreaths are on from Remembrance Day, as you can see. Various organisations and people. That's one there. It's the tank division, the tank corps. Another one over here. The York and Lancaster Regiment. I knew somebody who was in that. In Ardus Fidelis, I think that's the medical doctors. It's got to be the doctors, hasn't it? That design. Oni sot qui mal y pense. Royal Army Service Corps. Yorkshire Dragoons, Queen's Own, South Africa, 1900 to 1902. Ooh, interesting. Publique, Fas et Gloria de Punt. And that's cannons. That's back to the Royal Engineers. But what I wanted to show you was these. Sergeant John Rains, Royal Field Artillery, 11th to 12th October 1915. Order of Valour. I don't know if there are any more. I think there's another one around the other side here. I'm just going to show you that really quick. That's Captain William Allen, Royal Army Medical Corps, 3rd of September 1916. Order of Valour as well. Private Arnold Loosemore, Duke of Wellington's West Riding Regiment, 11th of August 1917. And these are all the Order of Valour. You'll have to excuse the music in the background. There's something of a protest going on about the media and vaccinations, pro-vax and anti-vax. It's a very big subject because there's been quite a lot going on in recent years about it. It seems that more people seem to have had problems with after effects of that than suffered the actual COVID symptoms themselves. It's a very hot topic at the moment, and like everyone, we've all got an opinion, but this is not the forum for that. This is just a little bit of a look round at my spot. Oh, the bells. That's the holly and the ivy. City Council going for the bells today. I want to show you this one. This is the Women of Steel sculpture. This is to commemorate the fact that the women worked during the war in all the jobs that the men could do and did it very well. The ordnance and armaments that needed to be built for the First and Second World War were built in Sheffield. Sheffield was bombed quite a lot by the Germans during the war, Second World War especially, because this is the place that was making the armaments. We were building the ordnance and the armaments for the army to fight, so of course we were a target. It's okay, I'm leaving. I just want to show you this building. This is the only gold building in Sheffield, just because of the way it's been done. Lovely pot. I do like it. My toes are getting wet, so I'm not going to do this for too much longer now. This used to be an old cinema. They're gutting it, bringing it down and putting something else in there. So as I'm heading down, you can see a second spire. That's actually a church. Another church down there. And it's a church that's, it might even be Sheffield Cathedral. Nope, cathedral's at the bottom, I can show you that. But it's another church, and it's a lovely church as well. Right at the top of that building, I don't know if you can make it out, just where the decorations are at street level. There's some graffiti on there. Somebody wants to make the mark. So it suddenly got really quiet, as you can hear. So we're going to move down, steady away, down past the building society and the rest of it. This place is a completely different place on a hot day. It just looks amazing. Big blue sky, and it looks completely different when it's snowing as well. I might do another one during the summer, but we'll see how we go. So they've got something new here. The grey buildings are actually containers, shipping containers that they've modified out. They look pretty good. They're starting to use that kind of thing with housing, aren't they? Have you noticed how they've got plant life on the side of it? It keeps it green. It's greener than a normal building. Oh, taxi going by. He waited for me. That was really nice of him. They're not usually that nice. Taxi drivers are always in a hurry. Motion means profit. Okay, so we're coming into what's known as Fargate. This part of the town was originally a really the really popular side of town, and Moorgate was considered to be the poor relation. But actually now what you've got is Moorgate is the nice part of town, the bit that we've been through, and this one is now considered to be the poor relation. Such is the way it is. Well, sweet store. So I'm going to go down one side just to the bottom. I'm just trying to work out which is the easiest side to go down. Pikachu there, collective charity. I think what I'll do is I'll pop down this way. I'm on to 25 minutes here, so I'm conscious of the fact that I've been here quite a while and I don't want to bore you. Wow, they pulled one of the buildings down. Sheffield Christmas market, there you go. That's good. Oh, that's quite decorative, that, isn't it? So move past all of these people, out of the way. And just wander down this way. Ski bar. Hot drinks. Hot drinks are always good. So there's not anything like as much here. They seem to have moved it all towards the mall. This place used to be lined with things. So this must be the bit where they put all the bargain basement stuff. And then the good stuff is all further up. That's interesting. That's really interesting. So Santander Bank now. There's an express. Fargate for the future. Sustainable urban drainage. They're going to try and change things around. Event Central. That's interesting. Event Central. Creating spaces for year-round programme of international events and expected to attract 110,000 visitors. That one is the front door scheme, working with commercial partners to unlock upper floors and increase access for new homes and offices in key buildings. A lot of these buildings are empty. Look, probably see some of them have got tape in the windows. All of these buildings could be used, refurbed and made into homes, basically homes. That's Event Central again. Let's just have a quick look at that. There's a map of it there. 5-storey community hub for entertainment, culture, art, performance, co-working, exhibitions and events, plus a licensed 200 capacity music venue in the basement. Sounds great. They're going to pull quite a lot down and change it around. It might be that they're changing actually. It's just derelict. About time they got a change of use. There's Event Central, yes, that's it. It's definitely that building. And it needed to be done because it's starting to become a bargain basement area of town, and it could be flourishing. It doesn't take much because there's a good population here. There's over 500,000 people live in this town. Lots of them go to Meadow Hall, but there's not just Meadow Hall, there's all kinds of other things. That building in the front is an old Bradford and Bingley building. Bradford and Bingley were a building society similar to a bank, then became Alliance and Leicester. No, it didn't, it became Santander. Santander bought out 3 or 4 small banks. And then they closed it and sold it. Sainsbury's live in the bottom half, along with the German doner kebab company, which makes good doner kebab. Oof, good doner kebab. That building there next to it, sandstone building with the red brick that we're coming into, that's actually Lloyd's Bank. They own the entire building. For security purposes they would, but it's a beautiful building, don't you think? It's like a detached house on its own. It's particularly good. A little bit of a mobile phone shop there. And then, oh, there we go, tram. I was hoping we'd catch one. The tram. We have a tram system in this town. There's a taxi going past, so I'm going to be a bit careful. Yep, here we go. And this stop is Cathedral. Right, it wasn't beeping me. There we go. So I'm just going to walk past. As you can see, the tram stopped all the way down. There's actually no car-based traffic on here. on this side, and it leads me to the gates of Sheffield Cathedral. This is the reason why a city is called a city. Any city that can be called a city instead of a town must have a cathedral, and the cathedral is designated such by the reigning monarch, the king or queen. So this thing is designated a city by a king or queen of England, and therefore we became Sheffield City. Now, I'm not entirely sure what year that was. Always something to check, isn't there? Always something to check. Let me get a better view. As you can see, that's a modern annex, but that's the city itself. Apparently, the Earl of Shrewsbury is buried in the back, and apparently he's buried with his mistress, not his wife. This is the open square. I'm just going to take you over here to Cutlers. We were famous, Sheffield was famous for its steel, but it was also famous for its cutlery. So that's a famous song by The Clash, This Is England. This knife of Sheffield steel, this is England and this is how we feel. Company of the Cutlers in Hallamshire. You see the thing at the top with the knives? I'm going to walk over and I'm going to have a look at these stainless steel doors, which it had to be, obviously it's Sheffield. And then I'm going to turn round and show you Cathedral, and I think I'll stop there. And here we go. Company of the Cutlers. That's their coat of arms. Pour you Pavenir et bon foi, I think. Cutlers Hall, built in 1832, architects Worth and Taylor, enlarged in 1867, architects Flockton and Abbott. The first hall on this site, 1638 to 1724, second hall, 1725 to 1832. That tells you how old it is. A little bit more information here. The city of Sheffield, this is one of those tourist things. Cutlers Hall. The Company of Cutlers in Hallamshire, in the county of York, were incorporated in 1624 and were responsible for the affairs of the cutlery industry for centuries, a main source of employment in Hallamshire. The first hall was built on this site in 1638 and the second in 1725, and the present hall in 1832, designed by Samuel Worth and Benjamin Broomhead Taylor. It is acknowledged as one of the finest livery halls in the country. It has been extended twice in 1867 and 1888. So I'm not going to go in, but I am going to show you the doors. These are the stainless steel doors of Cutlers Hall. And to give you an idea of the size, I am slightly bigger than that halfway point. And I am just under, well, I'm 5'9", so I'm 3 inches under 6 feet. See that? Now I'm just going to show you the detail on the door. Elephant. Elephant again. Okay, last shot. That's Sheffield Cathedral. As I say, I'm not sure when it became a cathedral, when it was designated, but I shall certainly find out. But that is the reason why Sheffield is a city. And guys, I think I'm going to hold it there because it's still raining. I'm wet and I'm cold. That was a bit of a run round the two main streets of Sheffield, the main busy streets of the city centre, which I wanted to show you. So altogether, I think I've done 4 videos today, 3 today, just to show you a spice of Sheffield and a little bit of my journey in a normal day for me. And we're just going to watch the tram go by. No, it parked. Hang on, give it a sec. There we go. Pan round. Quite a nice building there as well. Up there is West Street and Division Street, which is student area. Could always do that at some point. The people are alighting and ascending onto the tram, and I think it's going to set off any minute now. It doesn't look massively busy, there's a driver, does he? Well, let's have a look. No, I don't think he's going to move. Let's walk down, shall we? Oh, no, hearing the beep, hearing the beep. Doors are closing. Heard the ding to say it's on its way. And here we go. onto the road. Every once in a while on a rainy day you'll get a spark from them, but there you go. Tram. We have a tram in our town. Okay. I'm going to pan back slightly. Get back over here. Sorry, it's a bit shaky. I'm going upstairs. I'm just in the entrance here of the Cutlers Hall. I think that's where I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much for spending a bit of time with me and seeing what I was up to. And I'll sign off here as per usual. Give it a like and a subscribe, let your friends know. I'm trying to do more talking, as I say. It might be useful for anybody who's learning English as well. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for now. Bye.